Yes, clear.
All right. I have connected already.
Right about now.
I'm now cross-checking on my other to see if we are already live, because I need to confirm that people can hear us. To see if we are live. Fantastic.
Yeah, I can see you.
Fantastic, fantastic.
YouTube now.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, so most welcome to the Yugaman01 official channel, guys. And today I'm going to be discussing a very, very important topic for many of us. You know, so many times some of us want to go and further our careers. We want to find these suitable universities that can help us build a solid career. Now, one thing I must tell you is so many people struggle to find universities, to find institutions where to go in Europe, and so many other parts of the world. But today, I have decided to host one of the people that is coming from a company that helps African students find universities in Sweden. Okay, and this gentleman is coming from Afro Scandic Consultancy. He's going to tell us more. I know him personally. I have known him for some time, and it is my pleasure, okay, to be introducing him and to be having this conversation. So what I'll do throughout this entire conversation is I'll be muting my mic that we can be able to hear it as he tells us about this entire journey. But first thing I'm going to ask him is to tell us who he is. This is very, very important for everybody that will be watching this video. People need to have that background of who you are, Mark. And then we shall go on to this conversation. And this conversation, Mark, I want us to take it step by step, because many times people are confused on how they can be able to achieve academic success elsewhere outside Africa. Which I think is very paramount, because knowledge is knowledge, okay? Going outside Africa, coming back to Africa, but acquiring the knowledge from outside Africa can make you come back and change Africa. So this is not something that we're saying students shouldn't be studying in Africa, but education is one of the things that is going to give you knowledge, and knowledge is power. So this is why this conversation is very, very important. So Mark, you're most welcome to the Yugan01 official channel. And I think this is the first time I'm hosting you on YouTube live. The first time we talked, I think, we were on Facebook. And now we're expanding so that we need the entire Africa to be picking into this conversation. So, Mark, who is Mark?
Here, Yaloba, you heter Mark. You kommer from Uganda. You pluggar ekonomi på Jönköping universitet. When should I continue with Swedish? I'll keep on confusing everybody. So anyway, well, I'm called Mark Asimwe from Uganda. Like I was saying, I was studying economics at Jönköping University, and I was so fortunate that the school got the idea of us recruiting fellow Africans. Well, according to my personal experience, what I went through when I was coming to Sweden, I felt like it would be nice if I reach out to my African brothers and sisters, because there's a lot of hardships in recruiting and people coming in here, starting a life here when you don't have any information, friends or family. So out of my personal experience, I decided to reach out to the university in Jönköping. And later on, we have expanded our network to 5 different universities, actually. This is Jönköping, University West, Skövde, Borås, Linnaeus, and Dalna. So a little bit of brief about Mark. I'm an enthusiastic person about football. I love football. My team is Manchester United and Uganda Cranes. Yeah, and I'm a transporter as well. I am into transport and logistics, especially buses and trailers. So that's where my passion is. Yeah, I think that gives a little brief about Mark, right?
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Mark, I am based in Kampala. Kampala is in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. First and foremost, we need to understand, because you are operating in Sweden and you're hoping African students find very good universities for their studies, bachelors and masters in Sweden. Tell us a little bit about Sweden. Let's talk about the country, because people may need to understand. So many people most times are afraid of moving out of their own countries to a new country because they don't know what happens there. So briefly tell us about Sweden and what's unique about Sweden in terms of, success, academic success, environment, people, treatment of people, and all that stuff. Maybe also the government. Not like speaking for the government, but tell us the style of governance that happens in Sweden. Anything you can say about the country before we head into the real academic part?
Well, with Sweden as a country, they're not so much into politics, actually. People vote, that is true, but we have different political parties that are around, the Social Democrat and this and that, the Green Party and this and that, but people don't talk so much about politics. It's, I think, a system here, but people vote. People are a little bit cold, but when they get to know you, they get to open up. Coming from Africa, we are so hyper, but Sweden, you're a little bit calm. I mean, forget about Zlatan, who calls himself a god. He doesn't represent the whole of Sweden. Our system of governance is, Sweden is a monarch because you have a king, but the governance is being taken up by the prime minister. We're using more or less the British system of governance here. Sweden, very good cold country, I would not lie. Different time zones. It starts getting dark around 3 at the moment, which is not bad. We enjoy the snow, that is true. White Christmas and everything. Actually, the weather is never bad. It's you, the person, who doesn't dress well. So you should always remember that you dress well. The weather is never bad. Yeah. In summer, we go crazy. That's why we work out so much during winter in the gym, so that we have our 6-packs. I still remain with 1 pack at the moment, but I'm working towards it. What else about Sweden? Sweden is a very sustainable country that you should know. It's one of the leading countries in innovation, and you've heard of the many companies: Volvo, IKEA, Spotify, Scania, H&M. All those are Swedish. How should I call them? Innovations. I mean, if I look at my laptop right now and I go to the Global Innovation Index for 2020, apparently after Switzerland, Sweden comes next. And yeah, in the Global Innovation Index of 2020. So yeah, we are doing really, really good. And when it comes to the European Innovation Scoreboard, we are still number 1. After then comes Finland, Denmark, and this and that. And they spend a lot of money on research and development. And yeah, I would say my experience has been good. Everything is achievable, attainable, depending on how you do whatever you do. You get it? So there are a lot of opportunities, like I usually tell people. It's vis-a-vis America, which says you're going to live the American dream. I don't know if people have already lived it, but Sweden is I would say, in my opinion, very green. I would say that they love nature. Yeah, and bars close at 3. They're not like in Africa where you go till morning. Alcohol is regulated. You don't buy alcohol from the supermarket. It's only one monopoly that sells alcohol, and it doesn't sell alcohol to people under the age of 21. Yeah. And of course, we have our so-called king, Zlatan, who we're all proud of, who never grows old. But very beautiful.
Yeah, very much so. Zlatan is one. Actually, Zlatan is Sweden, and Sweden is Zlatan. I think that is the statement. And if you come to the world of sports, That's a very, very true statement. I also know that Sweden is known for certain discoveries, especially in science. When it comes to automobile, Sweden is ranked highly. Can you tell us simply about, some of those few things that Sweden is known for in areas of technology, science, and automobile?
So I admit to remember, like I told you in the beginning, when it comes to innovation, Sweden has been a very innovative country. I would say that little did people know that the seatbelt was an innovation of Sweden. Alfred Nobel, you heard about the Nobel Peace Prize? Yes, he was one of the people who invented the dynamite, the ones that blow up tunnels. And between Sweden and Denmark, there's a lake. So after the very many wars they had, Sweden had to connect with Denmark, and they said, "How should we do it?" So at times they can pass above the lake, or Alfred Nobel and his team did the dynamite that would pass. So they have a train under the water, and then they have a road on top of the water. So I mean, you look at the Tetra Pak, the pacemaker. Those people have an artificial heart. You look at in Uganda they call it spanner, the range, adjustable range. Those are some innovations of Sweden. You see the beautiful color screen we are having on our phones right now. The ball bearing, bedding in Uganda, bedding. SKF is one of the best. I've heard of ultrasound, the safety match. Actually, in my city here in Shopping, we have a place called Match House where they used to make the matchstick from. It's quite a lot. The airbags you see in the cars, Volvo is the safest car at the moment. If you Google anywhere, Volvo, they make the safest cars, especially the SUV XC90. So, I mean, it's the home of Volvo, Scania, Saab. If people should remember Saab, the very strong vehicle. Yeah, I think they're really doing good in terms of. I told you about Spotify. I told you about Skype. Yeah, a lot. If I have to start, I don't think I'll finish right now. But they are really doing good in R&D. Like I told you in the previous slide that, sorry, I mean, you can't see my laptop, but I was saying when it comes to innovation, the global index, according to the global index ranking 2020, Sweden is coming number 2 after Switzerland, and number 1 in Europe. So, and like I told you, they're spending a lot of money, and they do a lot of little risk entrepreneurship ventures. And yeah, I mean, if you look at every university, we have something called a science park. A science park usually helps current students to work on their ventures and how do you call it? Come up with new ideas. They give you office space, how to go about with taxes and this and that. So they are really doing good. If you look at Stockholm and Malmo, they're the so-called Silicon Valleys of Sweden. That's where you find a lot of innovation and this and that.
Okay, fantastic, Mark. I see you have muted your mic. That is good. Now, Mark, I want us to look at now the studying. Okay, I want us to look at the studying, and because we're going to talk about undergraduate and then postgraduate, which is master's programs, and I want us to start categorically to look at people who are going to do their bachelors. Okay, our system in Africa, we have high school where people go and complete advanced level education in some countries. Other people call it high school, other people call it college. But hey, that is not the biggest thing that I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is somebody is in Africa and they would want to come to Sweden and study their bachelor's there, but they have no idea how to go about this. They're even not sure of how to find a university that suits their interest, okay? And they don't know where to start from. Now, individually, the reason I think this conversation is important is knowing that there is a group of people that is helping Africans identify universities and academic institutions to further their education. That is very, very important. So, Mark, I want you to talk to the young African who wants to come and do his bachelor's degree in Sweden. I want you to talk to that person. What should they do? How should they prepare? Because you see, most cases, when you have a vision and maybe you want to target that when I finish my high school, I want to go to Sweden and this is what I want to study. It gives you enough time to do research. You learn about the people, you learn about the institutions. And this is the guidance that I want you to give to this young African who is almost finishing their high school, waiting to join university to do their bachelor's. And at their bachelor's, they want to come to Europe. But when they come to Europe, because Sweden has got very good universities, they want to come to Sweden. So, Mark, briefly, not actually briefly, you can, expound on that. But let's look at this young African who is done with high school and wants to join for a bachelor's program in Europe and particularly in Sweden.
Thank you, Ugaman. Well, wow, many questions. I'm trying to synchronize all of them. I don't want to be as brief as President Trump, but I'll try to expand as much as possible. Well, to cut the long story short, Sweden, I would say they come number 2 in the top 10 countries with the best English speakers. The native language isn't English, but it's the second language. We speak Swedish as the main language. That's how I started the show. And since we come number 2 in the best English speakers that don't use English as a native language, we have very many courses at our bachelor's level. However, not limited to, there are some courses which are not taught in English. I have to be specific about that. There are some courses whereby you need Swedish, especially courses like medicine. Medicine, you need to be, it's taught in Swedish, entirely in Swedish. Yeah. Even psychology, I think. Some courses are really entirely, I'll have to get my facts right, but some courses are entirely in Swedish. However, that doesn't stop someone from applying. We have very many other options. Well, talking for Jönköping University, they have one of the best business school, I would tell you that. Ranked, I think, among the top 200. So they have vast courses in business. We have courses in robotics. We have courses in engineering, IT, tourism, that I'm really also passionate about. It's quite a lot. Well, if I'm to look at my rankings again, Sweden is among one of those countries which is very competitive when it comes to education. That's why you see some schools have EQUIS accreditation, AACSB, MBI accreditations, and this and that. So for that person who is in Africa right now with this whole scourge of the global pandemic, I and my other partner, we came together and said, well, Africa has a problem and we need to solve the problem. I'm not saying other countries are not good, but everyone was stuck to Canada, USA, and the UK. Little did they know that Sweden has very many opportunities, as I would mention. Just so you should know that your visa simply works as your work permit. Just go before I forget that. Someone would like to study their bachelor's, right? The requirements are not very many. Each region has its own requirements. The Southern Africa has its own requirements. The Eastern African has also its own requirements. And then the West African has also its own requirements. If you've finished your ordinary advanced level, or that is year 13, those are doing the Cambridge syllabus, you basically need your O-level original certificate, A-level original certificate, scanned in PDF, copy of your passport, a motivation letter, and a letter of recommendation. You get it. And then the application is done online. Very simple. You don't need to hustle and bustle. That's why we come in. I mean, when we come with this offer, people find it so true to be true. You get it. We tell you, we are going to work for you. And now that we have grown bigger, we're going to start charging a consultation fee of, I think, at least $50. Because people used to think it's very true to be true that we would come and help out people and then, they come to university. Well, we are commission based, as it is in Sweden. We get a little bit of commission when someone is recruited, that I won't lie. So yeah. Well, for East African students, you don't need the English proficiency test. The IELTS test. You don't need that one. Because Uganda or East Africa, they believe that it's I would say it is an Anglo speaking country, so they know they are taught in English. But at some point they might ask for the IELTS test. So IELTS 6.5 and TOEFL 90. But it's not really a major requirement. But other places like the Western African countries and North Africa and South Africa, they really, really require the TOEFL and IELTS. Like I was saying, for bachelors, your high school diploma, your transcript, passport, letter of motivation. Usually, some universities have a Skype interview. So you have to be ready for that Skype interview, especially in Jönköping, where they promote a lot of quality. Yeah, if you look at the courses that are available for bachelors, we have marketing courses, we have new media design, supply chain, prosthetics and orthopedics. We have very, very many courses that can be taken on. And like I said, yes, this is why Afro Scandic is here to help whoever wants to study in Sweden. So our email, I think I will put it in the chat so that people can reach out on our email as soon as possible. And also on our website, as well as our phone numbers. We are always available on WhatsApp, or you can call us directly. And if, because of the different time zones, you can't reach us, please, you can DM Ugaman. He'll always deliver the message. At least he knows our times when we are available and this and that. So it is achievable. You can get it, and all the applications are going to be done online. Those who are applying to different universities apart from Jönköping University, applications are open now from university admissions, and they will be closing on the 16th of January.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Just a moment here. I lost the sound for some time. I hope you can be able to hear me. I'm just looking up my headset so I can be able to get the sound clearly in my headphones here. The next question we're going to be talking about, you've got of explanation to the bachelors, people looking to do their bachelors in Sweden. Guys, I need to be able to pick the sound here. Okay. So I'm going to have Mark join in again. The network was slightly disturbing.
Sorry for that. Yeah, sorry for that. Can you hear me now?
Okay. So I have Mark. Mark, are you there?
Yes, I am there. And actually, I'd forgotten to tell a lot of people that there are very many opportunities to do your internship, to write your thesis, to do case studies and projects. And most of these universities have collaborations with real life companies. So yeah, you get an opportunity to study and at the same time practice what you study. That I would guarantee you.
Okay, fantastic. Mark, so the other thing that I want to look at, how does the process, because you said everything is online, how does the process start? When do I contact you, and in what periods? Maybe you can tell us the periods for the people that are going to be doing bachelors. When should they contact you, and in what periods?
Contact me now. Applications open usually in October and they close in January. However, only one university has an application running until May. I should be clear about this, right? Applications are open now from October 15th, and they're running all the way to January 15th. That's when they close. After January 15th, you can't apply for any other courses. But then the deadline to pay your application fee is on February 2nd, because they can't process your application until you pay an application fee. You get it? So like I told you that our email, I'll post our email in the chat as soon as possible, and our phone numbers so people can easily reach us. Right? So the time is now. The thing is, I want someone to approach me when they're
Also,
ready documents.
fantastic. So the thing is, I also put some details to the upcoming seminar in the description of this video. So whoever will be watching, at least will be the description. Now, Mark, you have vividly talked about the budget. Let's now move to the category of those that want to do a master's. And the reason I even wanted to separate this is people who are going to do masters have a lot of expectations and have a lot of plans for their careers. First and foremost, they want to make sure they can practice what they are going to study, but also someone doing masters expects to be what do their masters. So this is a conversation we can have from you, which is slightly different from a bachelor's, because by the time someone is going for masters, they are ready for work, they are ready for the market. So Mark, briefly, not actually briefly, I don't want to say briefly, I don't want to limit information here, but Mark, tell us, I am done with my bachelor's degree in Africa and I want to study in Europe. In particular, I want to come to Sweden. Take it from there.
Well, with the master program, actually, there are more programs for your masters. Very many programs for your masters. The scope is quite wide compared to the bachelors. That I would guarantee you. You find every program: product design, engineering, sustainable building, user experience. It's quite a lot. You can find financial analysis, digital business, applied sciences, economics. Sorry, I'm so much into the business side, but they are very, very many master programs. But again, you should remember that we have a category that can't be taught in Sweden for your masters, especially things to do with medicine that need the Swedish language. I will get you the right programs that can't be taught in English shortly. But then someone wants to study their masters, they believe that you are more professional. There's an institution called SI, Svensk Institute, that offers 100% scholarships. It's always good for someone to try. But the universities we represent, the 6 universities we represent, they too have also their own scholarships. They have 30%, 25%, 50% scholarships available. So yeah. And then, like I told you, that at the end of your master program, you have to write a master thesis. And when you're writing your master thesis, usually those who are not doing economics and are doing a quantitative thesis, and they're doing more of a qualitative thesis, you have to take up interviews with companies, and yeah, you never know where your luck is. You never apply for one job and think you'll get that job. Apply for very many jobs and you'll get them. You get it? Most of these universities have career centers. You get it? So at their career centers, they will be able to guide you on which field you will go for. I've met people from Scania, Volvo, Husqvarna, and they all have internships and pay. Actually, some of them are paid. Remember, when you're coming to Sweden, you're getting a Schengen visa. That means you have the whole of Europe to look at. Don't limit yourself to only Sweden. You get it. Then there are the trainingships, there's internships, there's on-job trainings as well. So there is a lot of opportunities you can get. It's just up to you. Don't close yourself to one cocoon and drown yourself in the books 24/7. Remember, the mode of study is a little bit flexible. It's too much in a short period of time, but still you have your own personal time to do your own personal things. So it gives you time and opportunity to go searching on the internet. We make best use of the internet. I'll give a very good example of LinkedIn. In Africa, people use LinkedIn for whatever. You get it. I have friends who have got jobs through LinkedIn, and actually I've been able to recommend a couple of them. Some of the employees know me and they're like, oh, hi, Mark, do you know this person? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. That's how they get the job. You get it. So we use all avenues. All avenues. As a master student, of course, when you're going into the labor market, your payment is going to be a little bit more than the others. You get it. But of course, like in Sweden, we have this flat, organized, how should I call it, relationship with whatever we do. So someone would come out and tell you, oh, I'm earning so much. You get it. So those who are doing their masters, they have more opportunities and more courses they can choose from compared to those who are doing their bachelors. Actually, they are very, very, very many courses for the master students. That I guarantee. Now, I don't know if I've been able to explain to the brim. Fred, are you there? I don't know if I've been able to explain. Yeah, I wanted to be specific that
thank you so
and then some universities, most of them give you an opportunity to study abroad again. So you've gone abroad and you're going abroad again. You get it? So they have partner universities. University West and Jönköping have very many partner universities. That means that you have 4 semesters for
Mark,
masters.
just to be clear on that particular thing you're saying, you're telling me that I'm going to study my master's in Sweden and I'll have an opportunity to move to another university elsewhere in the world to to continue studying and do a bit of practice there. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can do a little bit of study, a little bit of practice. Like I was saying, I was still explaining, you have 4 semesters for your masters if you're doing a 2-year masters. In most cases, in your 3rd semester, you can go abroad from a partner university and you do your internship actually there or study there, and you study there for free. If you are a fee-paying student, you will go to that partner university and study there for free because they have a partnership. We have incoming exchange and outgoing exchange. I'll give an example of, let me use University West in Sweden and Makerere University in Kampala, right? We have a student going to Makerere and a student from Makerere coming to Sweden. That's what they call the exchange program. And you don't need to pay for that, actually. Does it make sense?
Fantastic. Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, Mark. Now, Mark, the other thing that is very, very important and very crucial when it comes to studying abroad outside of Africa is the tuition structure, the tuition fees, how friendly are they, and of course also looking at the global standards, how friendly are they compared to other parts of the world. Many people here are limited by the resources. So would you just briefly maybe in this area tell us what is required in terms of tuition structures, both for bachelors and masters? You can take us through that. And how friendly is the structure?
I'm not trying to demean other countries, but Europe is divided. You get it. If you look at most of the West European countries, Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, UK, and so on, I think Sweden is still the cheapest in terms of tuition fee. Like I said in the beginning, there are many opportunities. You can apply for the partial scholarship, or for the full scholarship. Of course, the full scholarship is how should I say, competitive compared to the partial scholarships. You get it, but still, it's quite affordable. I mean, if you look at the UK, I would say someone would pay, I think, £40,000 for a year or a semester. Yeah, for a year or something, and it's quite a little bit on the downer side because initially education is free for the Swedes, absolutely free, and those with permanent residence permits. But because of a couple of things that happened before they introduced a tuition fee, but it's quite affordable. I mean, it may sound expensive, but I can give you an approximate of how it looks like when it comes to the fees. Because we're looking at a master's, you pay between 11,000 to 14,000 euros per year, between 11,000 to 14,000 euros per year, between. And that is paid in 2 installments. You don't need to pay the whole figure. You get it. So let's say we're looking at 5,000 euros to 7,000 euros per semester. And then for the bachelors, it's actually cheap because you pay between 9,500 euros to 13,000 euros per year. So you pay between 4,500 euros to I would say 6,000 euros per semester. You get it. And it's quite good. And then there's something they call the pathway. If you're not sure of your English or your mathematics and this and that, some universities offer you a pathway. You know, it's then I mean, through that you also guaranteed a place. You get it in the particular university. So I would say that the fees are affordable. If you let me say you're going to pay 6,000 euros per semester for your masters, and then you get the 30% scholarship. I mean, going down. It's really, 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 really affordable. I'm speaking out of experience because I was admitted in Birmingham University and the fees were really exogenous. You get it. So it's quite affordable. It's a little bit expensive, but quite affordable. And I would tell whoever wants to come and study in Sweden, don't think that you're going to come, work, and be able to pay your tuition fee in the first year. No, you won't be able to do that. So best you think twice. Yeah. These part-time jobs, I mean, I also have a part-time job in a warehouse and we do a couple of things, especially mail and parcels, but that's not enough to pay my tuition fee. You get it by then. So you can always get something to do for your own personal, because I mean, you're looking at 800 euros per month for upkeep if you're really high end, and most people use like 500 euros per month. And like I said, these universities guarantee accommodation. What I mean by this is they get you where to stay, but they don't pay for you where to stay. So as soon as you come to Sweden, you know that you have where to stay. You don't need to stay in a hotel and look for where to stay, right? But the tuition fees it's quite affordable. It's quite affordable. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for in life. You understand? If you want to get out, get the experience, widen your knowledge and connect, network, because they say your network is your net worth. You get it? So that's why I want you to come to Sweden, Fred, very soon. I'll make sure you come to Sweden. But like I'm saying, you come, and the kind of connections you make, the kind of people you meet. I mean, I met a guy at work, and now he's a whole director of a company. There's a company called TwistShake. He's a director, a full director right now of the marketing department. And I was like, wow, that's good. You get it. So you never know who you're going to meet. Just come out. Don't be shy. You don't know where when you're going to fish, you cast your net. You don't know what kind of fish you're going to get, but you get everything. So it's worth the pain, the struggle, the weather, and everything. It's worth it in the end. Yeah, it is really worth it. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, Mark. Now, just before I leave that point of the tuition structure,
And like I said before, that the tuition fee is paid per semester,
For
not paid per. You get it. Just to be clear, it's paid per semester, not per year. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So I don't have to pay the entire amount for the year. I pay for the semester that I'm going to study.
You pay for the semester that you're going to study.
Mark, if I'm doing the master's and I want to jump into the scholarship for some of the universities or for the 30%, 25%, how do I qualify?
You qualify on merit. You get everything done on merit. Everything is done on merit. You get it. You have your good grades, the university will write to you. Like you see, you get on the dean's list and this and that. So everything is done on merit. But best
Yeah,
let
so
you apply
by
scholarship.
merit, Mark, by merit you mean good performance as for
Exactly.
the course that you're doing, right?
Exactly. 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 It depends on the performance.
Okay. Mark, I also want to know a bit of the social life at some of these universities. Do they have any social life? Many of our people here are scared about culture change, and also, of course, we know that the too many liberty that is given to people in Europe, all this LGBT and all that kind of stuff. It's a talk that is around Africa, because some of these countries, in some countries, some of the cultures maybe may not be the same like in Europe. What do you have to say about the social life? I'm studying, yes, but what's the social life? What is attractive about it?
Like I said in the beginning, Sweden is a little bit a very calm country. Like I said in the beginning, very calm. It's not super duper hyper like very many other countries. So, of course, you'll get a very big culture shock. That's why you see the Swedes they got COVID, but not so much. They are used to the social distancing. You get it. So we've been seeing memes around social distancing. You don't find any Swedish person, and just say, "Oh, hi, what's up? How are you?" They'll be like, "Do I know you?" You can meet someone out in the bar, and the next time you're like, "Oh, hi," and they'll be like, "I don't remember seeing you," but then, you know, something like that. Bars are open, but and unlike other African countries, you won't find bars open for real partying on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No. I mean, Wednesday, Thursday. Bars are open anyway, but clubs you'll never find. I don't know. I've not seen any club open on Wednesday apart from the student clubs. You get it. Some schools have their own student clubs. You get it. In the beginning, when you come to school, there's something called a kickoff or introduction week or whatever it's called. They try to initiate you to the Swedish system as much as possible. They try their level best. The current students, they form groups. The Swedes believe so much in unions. That's why they have the student union, they have workers union, they have whatever kind of unions. You get it. So they try to make sure that they initiate you to their system. Of course, you get a very big cultural shock, making lines, social distancing automatically. That is done so much in Sweden. Like at the bus stop, you will see a couple of memes. Everyone is different apart from, if you don't know someone, don't talk to them, They don't want to talk to you, don't talk to them. That's it. It comes LGBT and all that stuff. I'm a person who believes that you have to be who you are. You get it. Sweden is a country that says it takes you or treats you the way you are. I mean, I'll give you a very live example of Fred, we as Africans, I don't know how you would feel if you went to a restaurant and you find white people and then they just move away. I think you would really feel bad, right? So that's the same thing with Sweden. They say If you're LGBT, it's okay. Be yourself. If you're Muslim, it's okay. If you're Christian, it's okay. You get it. If you're Hindu, it's okay. Practice whatever you want to practice, as long as you don't get into your neighbor's space. You get it. Yeah. So they in Luganda we say jangunga buoli. Come the way you are, you know. They take you the way you are. It's not so much of a Christian or religious country that I would guarantee you that people don't talk so much about religion and politics. The way, you know, in Africa, it's politics, religion. It's not so much. Yes, it's there, but it's not so much. So practice what you want to practice in a safe, sustainable way. So be who you are, you know. They don't judge you because of who you are or what you are. Yes, please.
Okay. The other question
with the
is
social
about
life, with the social life, once again, Fridays and Saturdays, people go crazy in the bars. That is true. That's where you see that they regulate the alcohol. It's only sold in a place called System Bolaget. At System Bolaget, you can buy alcohol. You pre-party, then go for the real party. You get it. So when Swedes drink, they really drink to the best of their ability, and they really have a good time. Yeah, when they go to the clubs, they really have a good time. And they're very, very curious people. At least the people I've seen and met. They're like, so Mark, where are you from? Uganda. Where's Uganda? I'm like, yeah, it's in Africa. Oh, which part of Africa? So they're really inquisitive. And like I said, when these people get to know you, you get to know them, it's very easy for you to live within them and their systems. Yeah. But they really have a good life, especially in summer when the sun is out and everyone is dressed up. And yeah, there's a party almost everywhere, barbecues everywhere. Everyone is happy, you know. In winter, a little bit gloomy. But now bars are closed and they're not serving alcohol after 10 until further notice.
Fantastic. Mark, now this parent or this guardian has appreciated the kind of education
Sorry, I
and
can't
everything you
hear
offer
you.
in Sweden. You're gonna hear me. Can you hear me now?
I'm going to leave and come back again. Can you readmit me?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. So I think Mark had a bit of network issues with his phone, but he's going to join us again. He's going to join us again. And this is going to be the last part of our discussion. It's going to be the last part of our discussion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Guys, if you're watching and you have a question, this is the opportunity for you. Please put your question in the comment section so you can be able to ask Mark what you want to know about what he's saying. Okay. So we have Mark. Mark was to ask this question here. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So Mark, this parent has appreciated Sweden offers and just is offered to students, and they have just worried about the transport system, you know, the movement, how the student is going to move from Kenya to Sweden to make sure they are settled well, to make sure to make sure they won't be abandoned. So tell us, how do you welcome the students? How do you treat them? How do you make them feel at home? Because the parents will be worried, okay? And the parents have a right to be worried because the world is very difficult these days. Some people have gone to European countries with the aim of doing different things and they end up being somewhere else. So Mark, give us the guarantee of how you treat the students that have left Africa, coming to Sweden to study. How do you accept them into the community? Who do they find and who leads them actually to the university from the airport, and how are they received?
transport. No, I'm kidding. But well, like I say, most universities guarantee accommodation and they guarantee transport from the airport. With my company, we are expanding, and we have a couple of universities whereby we can pick up some people from the airports and drop them off. But most universities organize transport from the train station or the bus station. You get it? And I told you in the beginning that what pushed me so hard to start this whole recruitment in Africa and this and that was my own personal experience. You get it? I came to Sweden. I didn't know anyone. I wanted to explore, and find myself and do things by my own. And boom, I landed up in Sweden. I would say, a little bit depressed because I missed, if you come on time when the course is beginning and you go through the whole introduction week, you'll automatically get friends. You get it? So if you come late, there's a bit of hindrance. However, my duty is not just to make sure you're in Sweden, you've come and whatever. I have to follow up. I give you a call. How are you? You need to do this. You need to do this. Do this. I follow you up. I mean, I'm always open to people to ask questions. My house is always open to very many people who come in and just want to have a drink. Actually, I even have a bottle of Uganda orange somewhere. Usually have a welcome party for people to make sure they don't feel so lonely. I usually create WhatsApp groups so that people can keep interacting with each other. They get to know each other, introduce the former students to the current students, and the sequence keeps going on, And I'm like, in case you don't feel so open with me, you can call maybe Angel or Patience or Martin or Simon or this and that. And like I told you in the beginning, we don't have this whole hierarchy of yes sir, yes madam, yes sir. No, call me by my name, Mark, not Mr. Mark. I won't call you Mr. Fred, no, or Madam Esther, no. Mark is Mark. So we have this kind of flat, organized relationship. So the one thing I guarantee a parent is your child or your daughter or your son is, first of all, Sweden is a very safe country. You get it? It's a country whereby you can walk at midnight or at 2 and no one's going to touch you. You get it? So if it comes to some of the safe countries in the world, I think Sweden comes number one before Norway and Finland. Actually, basically, the Scandinavian countries are really safe. The Scandinavian countries are really, really safe. I guarantee you that. You get it? So the parents shouldn't be worried about, oh, my son, my daughter is going to go there, is going to be abandoned. No, we are there to help them, give them the basics, the startups of, well, you want to work? Don't work right now. You can work maybe in the summer, get a summer job. Yeah, you're finding hardships with the kind of food. No, go buy this kind of food. Go buy this kind of food. Of course, you'll have a big shock in the types of food they're going to eat and this and that. You understand? You won't find ugali everywhere. I mean, you can come with your own ugali, but the ugali in the supermarket is different from what we have back in Africa, or the fufu. You get it? So, but it's good to learn, come out, explore and learn. It's always important to get out and learn. I did it the hard way. That's why I try to make it simple for the other people. It is just something I do out of, I would say, goodwill. Yeah.
Fantastic. Mark, before we go, I learned that you are organizing a virtual seminar for the African students that are interested in coming to Europe for studies. Tell us more details about this seminar. And also, I know many people will want to know how they can contact you. So what we shall do after this live stream, Mark, you go to the comment sections, not in the chat right now, but in the comment section, you'll go and put for us the details so that I can pin that comment as the pinned comment on this video, so that whoever watches the video can get contacts, email, WhatsApp number, so they can be able to reach out to you. But as we go, tell us more details about the upcoming virtual seminar.
Can I just take you back a little bit?
about the courses. I was trying to verify.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah. What you can study in Sweden? Well, almost anything, but there are just a few exceptions. And you can't study to become a clinical doctor, a nurse, or a dentist. You get it? You can't study to become a clinical doctor, a nurse, or a dentist. You get it? So people should just know that there are some programs which can't be taught in English, especially it's something to do with dentist, clinical doctor, or nurse, because you have to interact with people on a big basis. But there are other programs that you can study in the same field. Well, your question was about the virtual fair. Being Ugandan, I'm working in collaboration with the Embassy of Sweden in Kampala, Uganda, and we shall be hosting a virtual fair on the 21st of November. I wanted to put it earlier, but because my partner universities, they also have other things to do that day. So we put the fair at 10 a.m. Stockholm time or West African time. That's when people will be awake. You know, it's a Saturday and people have been busy on a Friday evening. You understand? After work, they have a culture of having after work, where people from the same department meet up and have a drink or eat. You understand? East African time, it will be 12 noon. I know people will be gearing up for football and this and that, but if you're really interested and have passion for this, I'm pretty sure someone will be able to join you. So Saturday, we shall have a lot of things to talk about. Partner universities, scholarships available, life in Sweden, Sweden as a country, a couple of questions, never know someone might win something. We shall have a Mentimeter quiz. So it's going to be really nice and fun. We want to keep it short to 2 hours on Saturday. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, the 21st. And I'll also share my own personal experience. I came to Sweden. I've been the cover of a university, the front page. I'm now a student ambassador for my university. I'm now into international recruitment. You can get something. Just don't sit and be locked up in a corner, for sure. But 21st November, I've given you the time. I don't know, in the comment section, I will share the Zoom code that we shall be using. And those who are also interested can also come live on Facebook on Afro Scandic Consultants AB. AB is used for Swedish companies, the way you see limited in most other countries. So the Swedes do their things in their own way. So it will really be nice if people could join. And you people will have to get used to drinking coffee when they come to Sweden. That they will not avoid. So I'll have to take my sip. Coffee without sugar, very strong coffee, because it gets cold. But it's like I said in the beginning, the weather is never bad. It's you who dresses badly, right? And I would love if people try out different activities. Snow, playing in the snow, falling down is very normal during winter. People just look at you and they'll move on. They won't laugh at you. You try the different foods, meatballs. They love the meatballs here. They love potatoes so much. Typical Swedish food. The different kinds of pizza and pizza sauce. The nature is just amazing. Those who are going to study in the north, the northern lights are very beautiful, even if it's minus 40 degrees in the night. But it's quite fantastic. It's an experience I would really encourage everyone to go in for. You get it. And I don't know, but just so you should know that when it comes to writing your motivation letter, it matters a lot. It can elevate you or fail you. You get it. Sometimes they look at the grade, sometimes they look at the person. You get it. Yeah. And I know people are going to be asking if they can work while they study.
Yeah.
Yes,
so Mark, before we wind up, I want you to throw more light on the motivation letter and why it is important.
Well, your grades may not be the best. You get it? But your motivation letter tells the person who is going to recruit you about you. Because you're going to talk about you, what you want to study, and what you're going to achieve. You get it? Then there you can express yourself better. Does it make sense? You can express yourself better. Like maybe something happened, you didn't pass your exam and this and that, but your motivation letter, you write about. I've given you the three main things that they really look at. Why would you like to study in Sweden? Why that particular program? How is that particular program going to benefit you as a person? And what are you going to achieve? Or what are your aspirations after studying that program? You get it. So your motivation letter really is a very good preamble to getting a good placement. And yeah, Africans, you should learn how to ride bicycles, because ride bicycles a lot in Sweden. You find your professor riding a bicycle to school or to come and teach you. So it's very popular. Ladies even ride bicycles, children, this and that. To be so nice. Apart from, don't be like my friend Ogaman, who always wants to be in a taxi and a car. It's not healthy, my friend. You know, ride a bicycle and work out the whole body.
Fantastic. So, Mark, before we close this live conversation,
Yeah.
what are your parting shots in just a minute? Tell us your parting shots, and also give us a motivation. Give us a motivation, Mark. What you can tell us to motivate others, you know, to look up to a better career, to look up to a better university. Why, you know, just give us your parting shots in 2 minutes.
You know, I like Nelson Mandela a lot. You know, and you know, he one time said something about education. Huh? He says that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. We as Africans have our own challenges, and the best way we can change the world is by educating each other, because education is knowledge. You get it? And like I have told everyone, don't limit yourself. Go out, cast your net. You never know, you may get the big fish. You get it? So I'll encourage everyone to try Sweden. It's affordable, achievable, attainable, and of course, it's a country with a high GDP and this and that, but it's manageable. You get it? And you never know. I was supposed to go to the UK, but I ended up in Sweden, and it's quite nice. I don't regret my decision. I don't regret my decision. And actually, they've even made something very nice. After your studies, before you would apply for 6-month extension of visa, now they've given applicants a 1-year extension. You can apply for another extra 1 year as you look for a job. So within 1 year, I don't think someone can fail to find a job after their graduation. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. Because you can apply and apply and apply and apply and you get something. I'm pretty sure about that. And the language.
Fantastic. I have.
You will learn the language. If you want to learn the language, you learn it for free and you will enjoy the place. Yeah. Very diverse country, but very nice country at the same time.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. This wonderful conversation. I'm very privileged to be able to learn all this information, and also for the people that will be watching this video. Guys, this is information that you need to share with your peers, you need to share with your friends. This is very, very important. Education is the key to almost every community. When you educate people, you educate the future, and you also build the future for the generations to come. So thank you, Mark. I want to thank you and your entire team for the good work you're doing. I'm looking forward to having more conversation. Maybe Ugandan students already there, and any other Ugandans you have in Sweden that are doing something that can be motivational to the community back in. Also, just to exchange ideas on how we can better each other. So from me to you in Sweden, Mark, God bless you. And of course, we are going through a very, very tense kind of situation back home. But I hope we shall see
But in
at the
Swedish,
virtual
I'll send you something. Give me a word in Swedish that you know. Any Swedish word, Fred.
Jönköping.
No, that is a place. Well, that is a challenge for you to be having. Just you give me one in Swedish, I'll send you something. That's a challenge for you. I mean the basic. Hey is hello, hey do, bye,
Yeah, definitely.
tack.
Actually,
So the basics.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to share it so that more people can get information. From me to all of you guys, you have supported this channel. We now have 2,000 subscribers, and we're not going once. We're just moving forward. We want to hit 100,000 subscribers by end of next year. That's my target. And when we get there, I know we shall be in very good space to influence and the change we want to see tomorrow. So from me to you, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. And hey, one love from Africa, and one love to all the people that love peace and stability in the world.
Okay. Hey do. That's how you say goodbye in Swedish. Hey do.